guys, Drake's Nine here with Twintiquin Antique Roadshow. We got alongside with us Trace Nine, owner of Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com. And today we have the privilege and the honor to bring on Redbeard himself, Mr. Matt Smith. What up, dude?
What up? What up? How is everybody doing?
Doing good. In the beginning of this conversation, you said it was like 30-something degrees out there, bro.
I was just about to say we're a lot better than you are right now, my friend. It's
The struggle
70.
is.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus here, but it's 73. It's sunny. It's blue sky. Now, to your offense, it is going to rain here a little bit. At about 4 o'clock, we're supposed to have a downpour here on a beautiful Tuesday, should you say?
Man, I woke up this morning. It was 31 degrees.
Yeah.
I had to warm my truck up.
Well,
Not-
like I always say, somebody's got to do it, and might as well not be us. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, for those that don't quite yet know who the best beard in the game is, for one, right? I'm a little jealous, so you have that on me. But let's introduce you as only you could, if you don't mind.
Well, my name's Matt Smith. Everybody calls me Redbeard. I'm not sure why. The name just kind of came up one day. So I buy and sell signs, toys, antiques for a living. Single dad. I got 3 kids. Just living the dream, selling junk day by day and hoping that I find the treasure of the world every day I wake up. So
I love it.
That's awesome. So on your morning routine, you said you do this full time, and what do you mostly sell on?
I sell pretty much exclusively now on Deep South sign auctions on Facebook. It's a good buddy of mine, Paul Nixon, and his wife Gina started a page just for. They had a lot of local Mississippi, like deep South people that weren't on all the other sign pages, but as Paul and Gina got deeper into the sign business, they drew a lot of interest. So they were like, you know what, let's start all this. You know, they had some older clientele that didn't really know anybody else. They kind of only knew Paul and Gina. So they started a page and I became pretty good friends with them. And they recently asked me to, come on board and kind of help admin, kind of try to start building awareness for the page. Cause I've ran on there. It's been close to a year, probably 8 months or so. And just kind of brought me in, trying to help build the page with my buddy Danny and Gary Baralt, and then Zach and Aaron Owens help as well from Easy Picking. And just trying to build awareness and build a drama-free and family-oriented selling site. Businesses, everything can get cut from time to time. And, there's always disagreements and stuff like that. And we're just trying to keep the objective at hand. We're here to find signs and find toys and find antiques and pass them along to their new owners. We're not trying to get into all the other mishaps of business.
There you go.
So that's kind of the focus, is just having fun, keeping a clean, good running site, and just bring as much junk as we can to the surface.
So real quick, so how can people find this Deep South page?
If you go to the Facebook app or even facebook.com and just type in the search bar, Deep South sign auctions, it will appear and you join the group. It will send me, Paul, Gina, Danny, Zach, and Aaron a notification. And then basically we approve you to the group. And then you just watch auctions. There's timed listings posted. We do a lot of advertising on there as far as for other groups. We welcome if somebody's, my buddy Colin's doing an auction on the 28th on Brimfield Online. And, I was like, hey man, if you want to, post your thing there to just get more awareness for your auction, more than welcome to. So, but there's time listings, and then you can just join the auctions, bid in the comments, and have yourself a good old time.
There you go. Great.
Nice. Now, with all these, there's tons of auction pages online, as we know. We ran on multiples over the years that we've known each other. But why Deep South? What made you jump and say, I'm going to do this exclusive?
Well, so I started out it'll be 4 years ago in August. And I've kind of been like I started on one page and I was kind of one of the sole runners on the page. And then it kind of built up and then I kind of branched out. And it's just, I'm a people person. I'm a vibe person. And I vibed really well with Paul and Gina. I felt like their intentions were beautiful and they really cared. Like, they're genuine friends that, for instance, my truck broke down on the interstate the other day and he offered to come pick me up. And it was not a quick drive for him. So, it's just, I feel like they're genuine people. I know they're genuine people. And that's who I like to, surround myself with is genuine, heartfelt people, because that's what I am. I'm a genuine person.
Well, you look at it
if I'm in your corner.
Yeah. You said you were part of this for 4 years. Does that mean, when did you kind of get into the actual doing it full time? Is that when you started? Okay. That's when you started. Okay.
I found out the middle of July of 2018. I went into my job and they told me that my job was being outsourced. I had 2 weeks. So I came home that day from work and I called, my parents. I called, my buddy. One of my best friends was like, "Hey, bro, I think the good Lord's telling me it's time to go." And it was one of those, I've been talking about doing this for probably a year prior to actually getting the notice from my job. And I was like, sometimes we hem and haw around things that we want to do. And then the good Lord's just like, well, here's a kick in the butt. Just go ahead and do it. So I did it. And I've done, my first auction was August 3rd of 2018. I had $500 to my name.
Oh, wow.
I bought inventory. I did my first auction on August 3rd, and I've done at least one auction every week since.
Holy cow. And that's what's great about local business aspect. Put antiques aside, put, the personal side, but doing your own business, waking up and truly loving what you do, it's the best feeling in the world. My wife gave me the blessing. Once I got the blessing from the wife that I can come do, for example, Next Door Radio full time, I jumped all in. March 1st of this year, I jumped all in. Of course, the radio station has been there for going on 2 years now, but it was more of a part-time, like you mentioned. We've been thinking about this, but it's such a great feeling. And my wife's mad at me now because I enjoy it too much. Let's be honest.
It is. But funny, I go to the coffee shop every morning after I drop my oldest office.
Yes, sir.
My last.
Love it.
And every morning I go in there, they're like, "How are we doing today?" And I'm like, "Living the dream as always." And they always giggle. And it's just funny because it really is true. Like, I wake up every morning and I go to bed every night knowing the next day is dictated on what I want to do. And it's not dictated by anything else, besides the fact that my kids drive me nuts and have a million things going on. But, there's never, we always get frustrated and angry about stuff. That's just life. But at the end of the day, I talked to one of my best friends that, works in a retail setting, and he's a meat manager in Urbana, which is about 45 minutes from me.
I know that life.
He loves the money, but he hates the job. But it's one of those things that he does it, and he's, me and him are a different breed of person. I was miserable any job. It didn't matter if I liked the job or not. I was just miserable. I was meant to do something for myself. I just feel like that's what I was meant to do. And, thanks to the Lord, I was able to, do it and get kind of pushed into it. And then now it's just like, I couldn't even imagine going back now. My buddy, it was funny, that same buddy offered me a job about 3 months ago because he really needed help. And I'm like, "Buddy, you couldn't offer me enough money."
Yeah, that's what I said to Drake. I said the exact same thing. He asked me to come. I said, "Hell no, I ain't doing it."
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. I don't, you work too much for me. Let's be honest.
Peace of mind is everything, man. Like, that peace of mind to know that, if my daughter this summer just randomly is like, "Hey, Dad, can we go to Florida?" I don't have to worry about, I got to see if I can get off work. I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
You know, before COVID, I mean, COVID kind of put a damper on my traveling out east, but I got a buddy that lives in DC, and then I got a buddy that lives in Manhattan. And before COVID, I remember my buddy called me up one day and said, "Hey man, there's a flea market out here." He doesn't know anything about this business, but he always remember me talking about flea markets. And he was like, "Hey man, I seen a flyer." He called me on like a Monday. And he was like, "Hey man, I seen a flyer at the store today. There's a flea market here that starts Friday. You think you can get out here?" And I was like, "Let me call my parents." Call my parents, make sure they could get the kids to and from school. Hit the road. I drove out there. And it's just that peace of mind to know that any day if something comes up, like I'm good. And I mean, it's the money's yielding too, because when I worked full time, my truck broke down on Saturday, or on Friday. I went to a show in Wisconsin, and my truck, the alternator went out and some electrical stuff happened. And I had to get it towed from Chicago to Bloomington, which is 2.5 hours. The tow was $500.
Yeah.
And I didn't blink. I was just like, well, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
When I worked full time, that would have crippled me. But
Amen to that.
there's no ceiling. It's you make however much you work for.
Yeah.
You know, it's not it's just a crazy, it's just a crazy thing.
Well, it's a good feeling. Yeah, it's a good feeling. I mean, you had to work. And talking about electrical, that's, you know, mine went out. That was $2,000 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So the tow plus electrical and then whatever else you have going on. I mean, it's crazy.
It is. It is.
So
let's talk about when you broke down on the side of the road. All right. So
I knew it was coming.
During the live event, I said it's going to be amazing on Monday. So talk about what happened. So you went to the show in Wisconsin. You broke down. What happened next?
Okay, so I go to the show and I break down. I get all the situation worked out with the tow, and the lady's like, "All right, I'll send you a confirmation of the tow company and expected arrival time for the tow truck." So I get the thing, and at the time it's like 3:55 in the afternoon, and I get the email and it says your tow truck driver will arrive between 5:45 and 6:11. So almost 3 hours, right? And I'm sitting here like I think I bought 17 signs or something like that. I'm sitting here like, what am I going to do for the next 2.5 hours? I ain't got nothing to do. It was too cold. Like I couldn't just be, you know, out just vibing. It was too cold. I couldn't play my radio because my electrical went out. So I had no power to my vehicle. And I was like, you know what? What do we do best? We go live. So I decided I'm going to go live. And I'm going to sell signs out of the back of my broke down truck off the exit.
Wow.
That's
fantastic.
And the great thing is I was sitting there and I was like, let me go live and see if I can get part of this tow covered. And I got the tow covered and more just from sitting in the back of my truck while I broke down on the side of the highway selling stuff. So it's just, that's the great thing. You know, I look at things differently now. You know, if my daughter is like, "Hey dad, I really want these pairs of shoes," or "I really want these clothes," or "I really want a new basketball," I don't look at things in money anymore. I look at it as, all right, I got to sell 2 signs. All right, I got to sell 3 press steel trucks. And it's just funny how it works. But yeah, I am kind of an addict when it comes to going live and selling stuff on Facebook, because
it works.
Kind of my social thing. Like last night, I decided to pop on and sell some stuff because I was bored and my daughter was on the phone with her friends. So I'm like, well, the 2 younger ones were asleep. My oldest daughter was on the phone. I'm like, well, I guess I'll go outside and sell some stuff. But
hey, during this trip, did anybody, while you were selling these signs on the side of the road like a broke man, did anybody try to stop and buy some signs from you while you're just sitting there?
No, but there was
that would have been pretty cool.
That stopped behind me that had vehicle issues that were looking at me like, what in the world is this dude doing? Because I'm all like, just holding my phone, walking around, pulling signs out the back of the Tahoe, talking to my phone, and they're probably like, oh, this dude done lost it.
A little crazy.
Dude.
Jay, you should have saw him, dude. He was in the back of his truck. Was it a Yukon that you were in? Yeah. So he was he was crawling in the backspace trying to get these signs out of the walls, dude.
At one
It
point,
was hilarious.
I was sitting crisscross applesauce in the back of my Tahoe selling stuff at the back door.
Hey, what we do? You do what you got to do, my friend. We do what we got to do.
Yeah.
I love it. So talk about your family. I know when I first met you, going on, it's been a while now. This is when Drake had his antique shop, and your daughter was kind of starting to get in, picking a few different things.
Yeah.
How is everything going with that? How are they doing?
She's kind of grown out of that. She actually started a car detailing business. It's been a little over a year that she's been kind of focusing on. It's kind of her vibe, and she's one of those young ladies that is like, my daddy ain't gonna make me, I'm gonna make my own way type kid.
That's fantastic.
And she'll be 15 tomorrow. And then my 2-year-old will be 3 in about 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And then my boy, he'll be 12 the end of May. But they're all great. Summer, the youngest, is a little crazy, but Chris is all interested in the business because he gets to play with the toys. And then Adriana, she just kind of does her own thing. I was messing with her the other day. I was like, what do you tell your friends that your dad does? And she was like, I don't know. I just tell them you do what you want. I'm like, well, that's valid.
That's true.
So it's better than what my wife told one of her friends. It's like, this is just a hobby. I said, babe, I'm doing this full time. This is what I'm doing. And she's like, oh, you're right. Sorry. So I agree with you. I know. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell talking about when your truck broke down, blah, blah, blah. But what is your day-to-day operations when it comes to owning your own business like this? Trey can talk to this too, but in the antique world, what is your day-to-day operations when you wake up in the morning? Like, what do I do next?
So I try to plan, like, if I can work out like loops to make, like, I've got, a loop up towards Wisconsin with multiple stops. I've got, one in Iowa, one in Indiana. I'm working at one down in Missouri. So like I kind of set those up randomly, like especially now with like garage sale season and estate sale season coming, I'll plan out a lot of weeks that there's not like a show, or I don't have like a lineup made to where like, okay, I'm heading to Iowa on Thursday. I'll start searching like Wednesday night of, okay, where are the estate sales? What do they got? What's the listing say? And then drop the kids off at school and I'll hit the ground running. And then just kind of days like today, like I did a little pop-up sale last night. Like, so today will be shipping day. I'll pack everything up today, kind of go through my inventory, see where I'm at as far as, monetary value. Cause I like to try to keep inventory at a certain number. So I'll kind of see where I'm at and then I'll kind of go from there. Some weeks it's stay at home and post. Some weeks it's, don't post a thing, let's go buy. It just kind of depends on the week. Like I've got Indie Ad Show is this weekend in Indiana, in Lebanon, Indiana. So like this week there was going to be less going and searching because I got that show coming that could potentially yield some good items. So it kind of just depends on the week, honestly, but it's packing, shipping, and buying. Packing, shipping, and buying is kind of what I do.
Yeah. So how difficult is it though to be able to make that kind of schedule? And you're especially with the gas prices freaking out the roof. I mean, it cost me $140 to get 2 hours away, and my little SUV that we have. So, and how difficult is it, especially now, to be able to get out and go to these different towns and to kind of, especially if you don't know who's there?
It's it's definitely more difficult. But it's kind of the name of the game. I mean, it's the same thing, foam boards almost doubled in the last year and a half. Tape's more expensive, shrink wrap's more expensive. It's kind of just, you got to kind of roll with the punches because I try to look at life as best I can, and business and everything is, write down all your problems, figure out the ones you can't control, and focus on the ones you can. I can't control gas prices. I can't control if I can buy this sign or if I can't. I just got to be there. I just got to make the effort. I got to make the opportunity happen. Sometimes, some days I have to work on a lot less margin than I want. Some days I work on amazing margin. I bought a sign the other day for $75 and it sold for $1,100 on an auction. Some days you have days like that. Some days you have a sign you paid $500 for that you sell for $515, and you're like, that was a waste of resources. But it's the name of the game. It's the law of averages. And at the end of the day, if I break even and can still pay my bills, I'm still above ground. So we keep kicking.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, so let's kind of finish up here, talk a little bit about the aspect of it. If somebody wants to get into something like this, of getting out and doing their own thing, starting their own business, making, friendships and along the way, what kind of advice would you give these guys or gals, should you say?
For me, the purpose is finding something to get you going, right? That could be, mechanic or whatever, but find something to get you going and figure out how to make a living at it. If you do that, you're golden. But building the relationships is the biggest thing for me that's helped me grow and be able to still be in this 4 years later, when I've seen a lot of my counterparts not make it 4 years. There's a lot of people that started when I started that are no longer here as far as in the business, because it's not easy. It's easy in the fact of labor wise. It does take skill. It does take effort. So it's building those connections and building those, relationships with people. And to me, if you run honest, clean business and you care about people, you can't lose. You're going to have waves. You're going to go up and down, but, find something you love, do it right, and you're golden.
I love it. Well, love you, brother. I appreciate you very much. Drake, go ahead, the last word here.
Yeah, man. So I do got a sale on Deep South coming up this Thursday.
Yes.
I'll see you there Thursday night at 8:00.
Absolutely. We'll be there.
There you go.
All
right,
right,
my friend.
We appreciate you, bro.
Yep. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, you be safe. Don't get broke on the side of the road. And next time, call Drake, okay?
Or not. I can't take no more.
It's only about 13 hours. I'm good.
There you go.
Right.
We'll be there. Hey, you call, we'll be there, brother, okay?
All right, man. I appreciate y'all.
Right.
Have a good one.
See you, man.
You too, man.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah, this is Twintiquin Antique Roadshow right here on Next Door Radio. Trace Nod, Drake's Nod. Look, I love that guy. I'm telling him all the time he's got the best beard in the game. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, we can't grow that.
No, whoa,
probably can if we waited.
Whoa.
But in my kind of work, I just don't know if they'll allow that.
Yeah, well.
But I will say his mindset and his goals in life are fantastic. The way he looks at the world and a different point of view is outstanding. The way how he does business every single day. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a matter of, you go into something, you get to wake up every day loving what you do. And that's the best feeling in the world. I mean, again, we started this with a dream, with a goal in mind, and here we are. And so never giving up on that dream. Again, you can kind of think this and say, maybe I'm not really, I can't do it. Well, if we didn't believe we can't do it, then nothing will ever get done. And so, yeah, he's a great guy. Go give him some shout out, go give him some love. And of course, he's supporting his family, his entire family. His daughters has their own little business. Go support if she can. So that's pretty cool.
It is. So once again, guys, this Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, only on Down South, I'll be running a buy now auction on Deep South. So I'm excited. It's my first one on that, and he talks really good about it. So I'm jacked to bring my presence to him.
There you go. All right, my friend. Appreciate you. A lot of fun. You the man, and I love you.
I love you too, sir.
Tell Miss JoJo I said hey, and I love her. Tell
Uncle Trey.
Raven Uncle Trey. Okay.
Uncle Trey.
Again, this is Twintiquin Antique Roadshow. We'll see you later.
All right, guys. Bye.